if you guys didn't get to watch all of those, then please go back and watch, because Brittany's lecture was so moving. I honestly feel like that's what we needed to close out day one. And so you guys know, for today's agenda, we're going to stay in this chat for Nick's lecture and Chelsea's class. Then when we take our little break and we have that little 15 minutes of buffer time, then we're going to switch to the after break link, which will be Evan and my sister Jess, Self-Care Librarian. And then those of you who have a VIP ticket, then that would be a different link that comes in. You should have it already, but then we'll just switch over to that. And I do want to say, I recognize some of the people that were here from the VIP chat yesterday, and that was incredible, you guys. Like, that was really, even though there was so much information yesterday, that was really my favorite part, because we got to kind of take down the information, take down the veil, and really just get to all communicate. And I thought that was so beautiful. And I love getting to know more about Ian, because a lot of the other people I have had some type of communication with. And although Ian and I have chatted a bit, I didn't know anything about his life or his journey. So that was so cool to be able to get that little bit of insight from someone who we see all the time on our feed. So we have a few more minutes. Just want to give people time to get in. Perfect. We have more people joining. So let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing today. So I'm beyond excited for Nick's lecture. He always has incredible information that combines spirituality with practical practices in psychology. And he really just has a very honest way of sharing information. And like I said yesterday, that was why I selected this group of people, is I feel that there's not a lot of people that are in this community that are truly have integrity and are walking that path in a way that is authentic. And I love how in Nick's journey over the last 2 years that I've known him on social media, he has been very honest about pulling back when he needs time. And that, I think, especially from someone who lives in the same type of reality with social media and content creating and developing other things, it is so brave and real for someone to be able to pull back and take time for themselves. Because now, being on the other side of it, I really see how people are cranking because they feel they have this responsibility. Oh, I'm being of service. I need to crank out these videos and crank out this content, whether it feels right or not. And it's very easy to fall into that. And so that's something that I've really admired about Nick and his journey, and why I'm very excited to hear an in-depth talk from him today. Because it really does take a lot to be able to tell your audience, like, hey, I'm working on myself and I need some time. And, I think that is part of the group that I've selected. Is we've had Brittany do the same thing. Brittany say, look, my heart's not in doing these types of videos anymore. I'm never going to do them again. Sorry. We've had Marco, who has gone through a journey in front of us on social media, where he has changed the type of content and things like that, and then also all of us kind of getting to know Ian, because Ian started a little bit later, but immediately rose to exactly where he deserves to be. And it's going to be nice to see more of his journey too, because he has been cranking out information and been on a great trajectory. So later on today, after Nick, we're going to have Chelsea teaching a class on astral work. And just to give you guys a little insight about what that's going to be, it's honestly a class that you guys all need. Everybody needs this, which is why I wanted to include it, because it's so important. So Chelsea, she's my best friend, and she has been practicing shamanism for over 10 years. And I'm sure she'll get into this in her lecture. But with shamanism, before that, I had a perception that shamanism was kind of like a a bloodline or a chosen person or a medicine woman or uh, a chief of a tribe or something. I don't know what I thought because that was the word that always got thrown around, and it seemed kind of like a chosen one or something along those lines.